At 15 years old, I had a life-changing accident, which left me immobilized and bedridden for months with a broken back. The pain was unbearable, but being stuck in the same room in a hospital bed was enough to drive a person insane. I was adamant that wouldn't happen to me, and it pushed me even more to get my life back on track and recover. As soon as I got the all clear of the doctors, I wanted to take a nice break out in the countryside and camp for the weekend. My dad said it was a great idea and even dropped me at a nearby forest with things I needed for the weekend and my tent. I also had my portable phone charger so I could stay in touch with my dad. I found the perfect isolated spot to set up my tent, then sat and chilled with a can of Dr. Pepper and opened TikTok and started to relax. Just then things took a sinister turn. I realized my phone battery was draining very quickly even though I was charging it. Suddenly I heard loud footsteps on leaves and branches quickly getting nearer. My heart began to beat really fast now. Who was this? What shall I do? Panic took over. I unzipped my tent and got prepared to face whoever was outside. But nothing was there. It was just eerily silent. The footsteps had stopped. I felt that something was terribly wrong here and dread washed over me. I could feel something watching me, so I turned my head slowly. That's when I saw it. A very big skeletal creature around 4 feet tall, kind of resembling a hairless, starving dog. Its lips were pulled back, exposing rows of jagged teeth as it snarled. I've never felt a fear like that before in my life. I dived back into my tent, zipping it up with shaking hands, and wrapped myself up in my duvet as I lay there shaking with fear. After I calmed down a tiny bit, I knew I had to get out of this forest and tried my phone. It had no battery. I put it on the wireless charger, and after the longest hour of my life, I had just enough battery to message my dad, asking him to come get me as I was scared and needed to come back, along with my exact location. Then my phone died again. I stayed curled up in my duvet for the next few hours, hoping my dad would come get me, as I was still absolutely terrified. The next few hours, I was fully on edge, every sound sending panic through me. I was hoping and praying that the creature would go. Finally, I could hear my dad's car getting closer. I looked out to double check, and it was him. Thank God. I grabbed my bag but left everything else, and ran straight to the car and jumped in, hugged my dad and broke down as we drove off. That's the last time I tried to heal outdoors.